Well, my friends, welcome. I have a very special announcement for Free the Dream 2019. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am. By the way, Cliff Ravenscraft here from, freethedreamconference.com. In front of me, when is the Free the Dream conference? It's coming up in 55 days. Look at this. 55 days, 20 hours, 11 minutes, and 25 seconds from right now. And I have super exciting news for those of you who have already got your tickets for Free the Dream 2019. And for those of you who are thinking about it, I've got great news for you as well. We have a new speaker to announce, somebody that is going to be doing the closing keynote address for Free the Dream 2019. Okay, for those of you who were there last year, you know just how much thought I put into who I invite to the Free the Dream stage. And if I'm going to invite a friend of mine to speak at the Free the Dream conference, yes, they must have a powerful story to tell. They must have some gifts, some talents to bring to the table. They must understand the Free the Dream message. It must resonate with them, and they must have a powerful message to share with the people who come to Free the Dream conference. All of that is required, but it's not enough. It is not enough for them to be invited to the stage of Free the Dream conference. Instead, on top of all of those things, which are absolutely non-negotiable musts, you must have all of those things, but you also have to be a gifted and powerful communicator on the public stage. You must have the ability to elevate the extremely high already energy level of what's happened at this experience at Free the Dream conference. You must be able to not only carry that energy, but you must be able to stand on the stage and elevate it even higher so that it starts on a high note and it only goes to the closing keynote to where it is oh my gosh, people can't believe they just experienced what they just experienced. That is the standard that I hold for the speakers who come to Free the Dream. You must be able to have the ability to grasp the attention of every single person in the room. And not a single person would ever think once about checking their Twitter. Not a single person in the room would ever consider the idea of going to the bathroom unless their eyeballs were floating. I'm telling you, you must have the ability to capture the heart of every person in the room and speak to it in a way that will unlock their heart from what's holding them back. This is the standard for any speaker of Free the Dream Conference. And so for those of you who have been out there and you're thinking about, oh boy, I'd love to speak at Free the Dream Conference, you now know what will be expected of you. And this year, it came time to start planning for Free the Dream 2019. I'm working with Stephanie on inviting all of our speakers. We have meetings, and there's one person I had in mind, only one person that I had in mind for the closing keynote address for Free the Dream 2019. And his name is Chad Caddell. He's the one to do the closing keynote. The interesting thing is, though, is Chad and I are very close friends, but I've had a very difficult time getting in touch with him. Now, the thing is that I didn't say, hey, Chad, I'd like to talk to you about speaking at Free the Dream and doing the closing keynote. No, I'm like, hey, Chad, we need to talk. The interesting thing is Chad's had some interesting things that he's been doing in his life. He's got major, massive transitions that he's made over the past couple years. And he's also has two parents that are elderly that need a lot of extra care at this time. And he has such a servant heart and a love. I mean, the man is such an inspiration to me on so many levels. And I admire this guy more than most people that I know. Actually, we went to high school together. I should probably say that. I knew Chad when we went to high school together, but we weren't friends back then. I think he was a year behind me. Is that right? Am I older than you, Chad? Anyway, but we went to high school together. I remember we touched base when I think my little brother, PJ, was in elementary school, and Chad at the time was an elementary school music teacher. and he was using his gifts and talents to really impact and influence the lives of kids. And he's had some other career transitions. He's got such a incredible background of servanthood. And then I remember when he at one point left First Church of Christ because he felt called in his heart to start another, like a startup church for people who had given up on church. And my wife and I chose to follow Chad and his family over to Watermark Community Church. It was then that Chad and I really connected on a heart level. And this man spoke into my life in powerful ways. I attended Watermark Community Church, and I'm like, Chad, let me tell you something. Your messages, the way that you communicate, your authenticity, your transparency, man, there's something inside of my soul every single time you speak on that stage and you share God's word. It changes me. And I'm like, I know that you guys are doing a CD ministry and you make this the sermons that you preach on the weekends. I know that you make them available via CD the next week to the people here. Dude, the world needs to hear your voice. That's what I told him. Let me tell you about my world of podcasting. I would love to bring my gifts and talents and just offer that to Watermark Community Church. Can I please help you put your messages every week online for the world to hear? And he did. He says, Cliff, I would love that. For those of you who've been following me, you know my story of, the very difficult decision of leaving a 12-year career as an insurance agent, working in my mom and dad's insurance agency in Hebron, Kentucky. Oh, man, the thought of leaving a secure career. You talk about job security. My mom and dad were never going to fire me. I was next in line to take over the insurance agency. The amount of money that I would be making today had I stayed there, my dad just sold the agency. He retired last year. And so I'd own it today. And I knew what was at stake to have a dream of my own that said, I wonder what life would be like if I could do this for a living instead of selling insurance. And that dream, the idea, that question freaked me out. And Chad Caddell was one of the first people I told about that dream. I'll never forget the words that Chad spoke to me that first time I talked to him, and then the other encouraging words that just unlocked fears and unbelief and limiting all these doubts. One thing he said for me or to me a while ago, Chad allowed me to use my gifts to serve the church in a way that allowed us to put the message of Watermark Community Church out to the world, these messages that God had put on his heart. And by the way, people's lives were transformed by the messages that we shared out through our RSS feed for that church. And the thing is that there were times when Chad would come over and say, hey, I want to record a special announcement for those in our community. Can I come over to your house and we can record something for the podcast? And I said, sure. And we would do it together. We'd kind of like co-host this little bonus episode for the Watermark Community Church podcast at the time. And I'd hit the record button and we would do our thing. And afterwards, I'll never forget this, Chad. I'm speaking specifically to you right now because I know you're watching this. He said, Cliff, I got to tell you something, man. God's using you in a powerful way behind that microphone. And I know that you have this dream of one day maybe doing this full time. And I got to tell you, you got to pursue it. It's clear. There's something inside of you that comes alive when you start speaking behind the microphone. And it's a side of you I've never seen before. And I mean, you're an incredibly gifted, very successful, and truly honest, awesome guy. But there's something that's a whole level higher when you get behind a microphone. You are entertaining, you educate people, you inspire, you motivate. You were born to do this. And don't ever doubt for a second whether or not God's going to bless that gift and use it in a powerful way. Chad Caddell was one of the first people who ever encouraged me to pursue my dream, initially of leaving the career as an insurance to figure out some way to have the freedom to create a life where I could do the content that I felt called to do, to create the relationships that I wanted to invest in, to create the communities, the online vast communities around the world that I've had the blessings to create. Oh, It's Chad Caddell. He was the first person who unlocked something inside of me. Eventually, Watermark Community Church decided to shut its doors after impacting our community in a powerful way. I'm sure Chad could tell you the story behind that, but one thing led to another. He felt called to do another teaching position for a couple years, and he did some powerful things there. And then he became the principal of Union Point Academy, and he did that for several years. And currently, I know that because of life situations with his parents and the ways that he wants to show up in their lives, and also I happen to know personally a couple things that are inside of his heart that I believe is going to be answered, some of his own dreams. I just like, man, Chad, you are the guy for Free the Dream 2019 closing keynote. You meet every standard above and beyond any expectation I have for Free the Dream conference. I never got a chance to tell him that until just recently. He's like, Cliff, man, I am so sorry that I have not responded to you earlier. And he told me about all, and it's like, Chad, I understand completely why things are the way they are. And in fact, I'm inspired by your intentionality and your focus on what you're focused on. So please don't apologize to me. But if I may, I'd like to tell you why I wanted to reach out to you, since I have your attention right now. And I told him, I said, I wanted to offer you the Free the Dream Conference closing keynote. I'm currently prepared to do my own closing keynote this year, but it's not my ideal. It's not that I lack any confidence. I know I could crush it and knock it out of the park. But when I thought about who is it that would communicate in such a way that would take everything that was said all weekend long and powerfully communicate in a way that will do what God intends to have happen in the lives of every single person, and that will send those people out the door with so much confidence, and not just motivation that it's gonna go away. They will laugh, they will cry, they will do I mean, the thing is could I pull some of that off? Yes, by the grace of God and through the Holy Spirit and a lot of preparation, I could pull it off. But I was not my first choice for the closing keynote of Free the Dream. Chad Caddell, you are my first choice. And I know it's last minute. I know you got lots of things going on. But the speaking gig is yours if it's at all going to resonate inside of your heart and you feel that God is calling you to do it. But you let me know. And well, he let me know. Let me just tell you, just give you an idea of who Chad Caddell is. Just this guy, if you want to laugh, come to Free the Dream 2019. Chad Caddell has such a passion. And the thing is we all have things in our lives where things can get crazy, but he's always willing to do whatever it takes to reach the heart of those he serves, no matter what else is going on in his life. And Chad's had some awesome things that he's had to deal with as far as just challenges, and when it comes to taking care of two elderly, loving parents. And in spite of all that, he's never failed to show up in the lives of the people he serves. And one of the things that some of you might think, I've never heard of this guy named Chad Caddell. Well, the funny thing is I think that you might not think you've ever heard of Chad Caddell, but the guy's a worldwide sensation. He really is. He is a viral social media superstar. If any of you guys have ever seen any of the crazy school closing videos sung by a principal in Northern Kentucky, well, if you haven't, let me share a couple of them with you. So I'm going to switch over to my screen here. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to back this up. This is Chad Caddell. He's the closing keynote speaker for Free the Dream 2019. Here's a video for you.
Good morning, Union Point Academy parents and students. This is your principal, Mr. Caddell. This early morning, I got something on my heart I got to share with you. There's a message. If you look inside your phone, you don't have to be afraid of what it says. I see streets and roads have shut the city down. So I'm reaching out to you, and I gotta say, the school is canceled for today. Go back to bed and go out and play. Tests and homework not a trace. Parents, don't punch me in the face. Play some Xbox and just smile. Drink hot chocolate for a while. You can thank me really soon. Here's a snow day just for you. Who took my hot tea? Hey y'all, it's days like this I sure am thankful for my 4x4 dually. Well, the forecast was clear, Snowmageddon was near. Go get your milk and your bread. The call just came in, here we go again. I can't drag my sleepy rear out of bed. Blame it all on those kids, I swear they flip their lids, flushing Ice Cube's PJs inside out. But their principal called, so let's all go have a ball. Hashtag this phrase that I'm gonna shout, 'cause I got friends in snow places with their frozen toes and their frozen faces on this snow day. Go out and play. Oh, stay inside and play some Netflix, sleep the whole day away. Instagram some lame pics, 'cause we're all friends in snow places. Morning, families, how you been? I must tell you an unbelievable thing. Frigid, freezing, bitter, cold weatherman, he's saying wind chills drop up in this place. Rub chapstick all over your face. School is closed, that's the case. Oh no, back to bed, sleeping in. Many things that you could do. Maybe shower, who knows when. Why do that? You don't have to. Instagram, text a friend, grab a book, see how it ends. What comes next? It depends. Doesn't really matter, 'cause it's feeling like a weekend. Is it gonna snow forever? Kids, I miss you every day. Coming back feels like never. You probably don't care anyway, but I'm really happy for you. That's why I'm here to say, sign up for a snow day, baby, and I'll write your name. It's 5 a.m. on a Wednesday. Why can't he just stick to a call? It's that principal who thinks he's hilarious, but we're just not feeling it at all. We're so tired of this snow day shenanigans. Our kids have become live wires, and we know he means well, but to you we must tell, we love him, but we might slash his tires. Oh, la da dee dee da, la da dee dee da, da da. Put a stop to these snow day shenanigans. When will this madness ever end? And we don't mean to whine, promise we'll be just fine if school's never canceled again.
there you go, my friends. If you are smiling right now and you feel just something inside, it's like, man, the energy of that guy. Let me just say, is he funny? Yes. Is he talented? Yes. Does he have a heart to put together and write lyrics just like hours before a snow day closing for the kids at his school as a principal? Yes. Is that all that Chad has to offer? Not a chance, my friends. If you think he's funny, if you think he's talented and just has so much energy there, that actually speaks nothing to the amount of quality that he brings to his communication skills on a stage. My friends, come to Free the Dream 2019. Chad Caddell is going to do the closing keynote, and he's going to inspire your socks off. I can't wait to see you there. FreeTheDreamConference.com. Grab your ticket today. FreeTheDreamConference.com. Chad Caddell, closing keynote speaker for Free the Dream 2019. See you in Franklin, Tennessee.